guys, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back. It's March 3rd. We're gonna do a double Duggar video. I was like, I could do 14 different videos right now on the Duggars because there's been so much happening. There's like all these different courtships, like Jana, whoa. And then there's all this news coming out about the wedding, and then I noticed it's Josh Duggar's birthday, and Anna posted a photo, which is like one of the first photos she's posted of herself in a really long time. And I was like, okay, we have to talk about all of these things, but I can't do multiple videos because I have other things we need to talk about today. So let's start with a combo because we've got Justin Duggar and Claire Spivey's first kiss, and then we also need to talk about what Anna Duggar might be hiding. Okay, let's talk about what's going on in Texas because that's where Justin and Claire Duggar are these days. Claire Duggar, she's 20 years old. Wow. And she's probably already pregnant. Okay, so over the weekend, they got married on Friday. And you guys, the wedding venue is absolutely gorgeous. Justin released a teaser of their wedding, and you guys, I don't think TLC filmed the wedding, and I'm not sure if it's gonna be on Counting On because TLC has not made a single announcement about their wedding at all. Like at all. It's been really weird. Like they announced the engagement, but usually when there's a wedding, they'll do like a post or something and nothing. And a lot of people are starting to speculate that maybe TLC didn't film because of the pandemic and just the optics of them filming a massive party would just be really bad for the network. It might have been a safety issue for them as well, just like not wanting to be at a gathering with that many people not wearing masks. But they hired a private videographer, and Justin and Claire shared a teaser of their wedding from their videographer's YouTube channel. And the venue is gorgeous, like absolutely gorgeous. This wedding is by far one of the more ritzy, I would say, of this family's. It was held at the Orchard, as I told you, it probably looked like it was. Based on the video, it was held at the Orchard in Azle, Texas. And they appeared to have sort of that indoor-outdoor feel. And David Waller was the officiant. So it appears as though they had a religious ceremony at a non-religious site, probably due to the number of people that were going to be at the Duggar wedding. They probably couldn't have it at the church due to capacity issues with the pandemic. In this, you see like everything. The flowers, you guys, are magnificent. Looks like they used that Kate that I told you about that her mom posted photos with. And Kate's floral, the florist posted photos, and my goodness, are these flowers gorgeous. Roses galore. And if you know anything about wedding flowers, roses are the most expensive flowers for your wedding party, for the wedding arrangements. They had so many arrangements, so many massive bouquets. They did not at all skimp on flowers. So they had beautiful bouquets. They had beautiful, they had even chairs, even the chairs, the chairs on the end, like the chairs on the edge of the aisle, even they had roses on them. So the flowers were stunning. And then you see them, they look super happy. They also look like they're at prom. I know, it's just so weird because you see photos of them and they're like, oh, they look so cute. And then you're just like, whoa, they're still like 12, right? But they're not. She's 20 and he's 18. Anyways, then you get to the kiss. So David Waller was the officiant, and he literally like grabs her whole face. Like he's gonna eat her face. Now, part of me, honestly, you guys, this did not look like someone that's just having their first kiss. I'm not gonna lie. This does not look awkward. It didn't look awkward the way that Jill and Derek's first kiss was. I mean, that was wholly awkward, right?
Derek, you may kiss the bride.
My favorite part of the ceremony.
Just Josiah's first kiss was so awkward. But Justin's kiss doesn't look like a kid that's just kissed a girl for the very first time. And I'm actually starting to believe some of the rumors about the Duggar boys are known to sneak around with the girls, because I'm thinking this might not have been Justin's first kiss. Now, I have nothing to confirm that, but the kiss just doesn't look amateur to me. at all. All right. So the kiss is awesome. One of the better kisses, I will say, of all of the Duggar weddings. And the wedding overall was just really, really pretty. Miss Spivey has been sharing photos. It looks like Claire was helping with some of her younger sister's hair at the wedding, and Mr. and Mrs. Duggar were super involved in it. And overall, they had a large wedding party. That one photo I shared with you, which had like just a few people in it. Hillary Spivey did elaborate and basically said like, no, we were just like a small group. There was more of us. So it wasn't just the 4 of them. It sounds like other brothers were also involved and such. So we know Rose is at the wedding, David Waller did the officiating, and they have a videographer, so we don't know if TLC filmed. So that's the wedding scoop. Now, on to Anna Duggar. Okay, you guys, it's Pest's birthday. I always call him Pest, but I can't use the word that I use on Instagram, but it's SEX Pest because he's a pest. It's Josh's 33rd birthday. I can't believe this kid is only 33 years old. Honestly, I feel like he should be my age. I'm 42, and he looks like my age because he has 18,000 kids. I swear some of these fundamentalists age faster than other people, and I wonder sometimes if it's because they've been working like their whole lives, like their parents have had them out in the sun and making them work. They were not allowed to be children. Their skin maybe was exposed to the elements. Maybe they didn't believe in sunblock or whatever, but I'm always like amazed that he's only 33 years old. So she posted a photo on her Instagram, and the photo appears to be an older photo. Now, if you remember, like Jessa posted this a video back a few weeks ago of Henry's birthday, and Anna was featured in the video, and she looked like she had a bump. But the photo that she shared today for Josh's birthday is an old one. And the way that and you can tell because one, Mariella looks way younger than she does right now. It looks like it's before Mariella was even walking. But you can also tell it's like probably late in the fall because of the leaves on the ground. And then you notice that Anna is like totally hunching over. And I don't know why. It's just awkward. Like she's got the baby and then she's like this. It's just a really funny way to pose with a child. But anyway, she said, "Happy birthday, Joshua. I love being by your side. Looking forward to what the next 33 years have in store for us." I hope it's not more kids, but you might be having your 7th soon. Okay, so then the Duggars basically shared the same post, and they said, "Happy birthday, Joshua. We love you." So every single year, the Duggars' posts to Josh have become less and less and less. Like typically they did this like a couple years ago. They wrote this like love letter to Joshua on their blog. And it was just like, "You are the example of a godly man." And they got a lot of flack for that. And then last year it was just like, "Happy birthday, Josh. You're great." You know? And now this year it moves to the stories and it's like, "Happy birthday, Joshua." That's it. You know, no post. So there's that. Anyways, a lot of you guys have been asking, why is Joshua living back at home with his parents? So I want to give you a little bit of an info, a little bit of a skinny, some tea about what's going on here. A couple days ago, actually yesterday, I had the opportunity to speak to a gentleman who is formerly from the IBLP. This guy is around the same age as Josh and not in the IBLP anymore, but very familiar with the Duggars, knows them, knows literally everyone that's in the IBLP, like went to Alert Academy, knows all about it, right? And I was like, why the hell is Joshua still living at his parents' house? Like he had his own house, he had his own life, now he's in a shed on his parents' property. So here's what I was told by this person. In the IBLP, there's this big thing about how you have to have accountability, and if you stray from the, teachings and the Bible, you have to have someone in your life to bring you back into the fold. So effectively, if you leave this cult, you've left the fold. That was like the language they kept saying, like, you've left the fold, you've left the cult. It's like you're shunned, so you've left the fold, okay? So that's their terminology when someone is an apostate. Some people will call it an apostate. In their world, they say you left the fold. Well, when someone leaves the fold and gets derailed and does things like Joshua, and I'm told that a lot of what the boys are taught growing up in this cult is that, one, they can't even really look at women. They can't have any sort of eye contact with women. They can't have any interactions with women. They don't get a lot of access to women. And like in the various like academies that they go to, they can't even look at like women's feet. Think about that. So women are sort of off limits. They're not taught anything about the anatomy. They're not really taught about any sort of form of, normal adolescent growing up hormone kind of stuff. And everything is really off limits. Don't talk about it. It's super sinful. You can't do that till you're married. You don't look at these women. You don't talk to them, So ultimately, they suppress everything. And then once they hit puberty, they have no real life teachings at all. Literally nothing. Nobody's taught them anything. And because of that, they have no basis or understanding of boundaries. They also don't understand boundaries because they're not taught to like say no to things. They're also not taught to think for themselves. They've never had anyone teach them about like body autonomy and like say no and don't touch and that kind of stuff. They've also never had anyone teach them how to think for themselves. They've also never learned anything. And then all of the learning is stuffed down like you can't talk about it. It's all bad, right? It's all sinful. And because of that, these kids end up acting out, and you can't suppress adolescence. You cannot suppress the human hormones. And so a lot of kids in this cult end up doing, as I'm told by this individual, deviant things because it's like you can either stay on that track of being like really pious, or because you had no model, you end up going the complete other direction, which happens more frequently than you would think, according to the person that I talked to, which might be why Jim Bob Duggar said it was like so common, this kind of behavior in families. But anyways, I said, well, why would he be back there? And he said, well, he deviated, he left the fold, and now it's time for him to get back because he needs to get back into the fold. He needs to get back here. He needs to be under the watch of his father. He needs someone to hold him accountable. Out in the real world, he has lost everything because everyone thinks he's a creep. But back here, Jim Bob can watch him, can make sure that he's not, doing anything wrong, that he's staying in line, get him back into church, get him reprogrammed. But then they said that once that all happens and Joshua has like a aha moment and everything seems clear, then Joshua in a way becomes the martyr because he has a testimony, which basically is like, I totally effed up, and this was because I wasn't listening to these teachings. I wasn't following these teachings. And when you leave, this is what happens. So I'm never going to leave again because now I'm doing much better. So for everyone in the cult, it just reinforces to them that when you try to leave, that really bad things happen. It's so creepy and weird, but it explains why Josh is back at the property. And he said that this kind of stuff is not at all uncommon, and his parents are still trying to get him back to the fold. That's what I've got. Anna's hiding something, why Josh is living back at his parents' house, and Justin and Claire's first kiss out of the park. All right, you guys, tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye.